Hi, so today's topic is the following: how to win friends and influence people, whose helpful is precisely Dale Carnage. Previously, I had already shared with you a lot of key principles in order to win friends and influence them as well. So today, obviously, for pedagogical reasons, we are just going to cover three key principles from part 3 of this book. So let's get started. First principle is never and never argue, whether with your wife, with your friends, or with your business partner. And the reason is very simple. You might win several victories with your arguments. However, you will never likely win your opponent's minds. Therefore, you will not be able to influence them. Principle number 2: never say you are wrong. Let's assume here that a person or your opponent makes, for example, a wrong statement. Okay, so you should never say you're wrong. If you do that, you will place the person in defensive mode. Remember that most of the time human beings are not reasonable beings. On the contrary, are, for example, what Auto calls has emotional creatures. When human beings are using their emotional side, or of course they will build some kind of barrier instead of bridge. Therefore, you will not have a smooth communication. So instead of saying you are wrong, you should have said, for example, okay, this is your point of view, I respect that, but I have different point of view, and I might be wrong. Let's check the facts. So therefore, when you say in these ways, the person will also admit that she might be wrong as well. At the end, you might have common traits. At the end, each one of you is going to respect the other opinions. And the last key principle is, if you're wrong, admit it immediately. So once again, there are two reasons why you should admit your mistakes. First, when you admit your mistake, you will be free from the guilt associated with it. Second, when you admit your mistake, somehow it helps you solve the problem caused by your own error. If you're a parent, let me ask you this question. Do you remember the last time when your kids came to you and confessed that they committed a mistake? What was your reaction? Did you punch them or not? There are chances that you might have not punched them. Why? Because they confessed their mistake. So these are three key principles from part 3 of this wonderful book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Apply them and check the results. Bye.